Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dearborn Ice Skating Center in Dearborn, Michigan. The first of our CCWHA Division I semifinal matchups. U of M Dearborn Wolverines taking on the Lake Superior State Lakers. I'm Colton Wesley. Flow Sports. Dearborn is the site, and that means that U of M Dearborn going to have home ice advantage as they did in their quarterfinal win. A large contingency of Dearborn fans here to watch them take on the Lake State Lakers. Starting lineups for the Wolverines: in goal, Kenna Borso. Picked up the win in the quarterfinal. Zoe Zafman, Andy Evers, Grace Adrianzi, Charlie Swarum, and Megan Kasempel. For the Lakers, Asia Kachuk gets the start in net. McKenna Olson, Sophie Gibbs, Sarah Lamb, Lindsay Tonello, and Liana Pruches are the starting five. We have the face-off and we're underway. U of M in the winged helmets, blue and white shirts, blue pants. They're skating left to right across the screen. Lakers in the blue helmets, blue and gold shirts and blue pants with the gold stripes. Warrum at the top of the zone. Down into the corner, turning on it, shooting is Evers, that's wide. Zoe Zafman on the far side, into the corner, picked off by the Lakers. Dearborn going to come out aggressive, same way they did when we saw them play yesterday. Picked up a quarterfinal win over the Penn State Nittany Lions. Scored 2 goals in the first 3 minutes and 4 seconds to put that game away very early. First shot from the point is blocked. And they'll recycle it again. That shot deflected on its way in. The rebound kicked wide. Then the second effort is kicked and saved. Coming the other way now, Lake State. Dumping it in behind. Wolverines through the neutral zone. Cadence Perro, the nation's leader in points. The second effort. Nicole Hahn was there. Or excuse me, that was Perro who was there trying to finish that. Couldn't get it to go. 18:38 to go. Changes on for the Wolverines. Kennedy Johnson. Can't keep it. Turned it over to Finia O'Neill Damasio. Around to the top and set back in by Darcy Cook. Wolverine's going to try to sprint out. In the neutral zone, sent on. Set back into the neutral zone. Amy Palayan. Picked up by Alexis Armitage. Frozen along the far boards. 2 minutes gone, no goals in it yet. Ashley Savage. Cycles it to the back. Palayan. Going to skate it into the attacking zone, into the corner. Dumps it off the corner. Lakers emerge with it. Tessa Deal. Armitage. Swings it around to the near side where Palayan swings it back around into the corner. Picked up there by Nicole Hahn, trying to center it. Taken away by the Lakers. Stick goes flying. Skating it out, Chloe Baima in the middle. Tessa Deal. Lost it. And here come the Wolverines. In transition, Kerrigan Kennedy on the left side now. Drawing a lot of traffic and turns it over on the entry pass. Sent away by Baima. Maya Ferracciolo trying to center it, knocked away, picked up by Baima. Plays that one off the boards and behind the Dearborn goal. Ferracciolo. Pass into the neutral zone to Kennedy. Kennedy lifts it away clear. Behind the net, Ferracciolo loses the race to McKenna Olson. The Wolverines hold the line. Stephanie Hatch swings it around. Picked up by Lake State, Josephine Vance. Sends it down the boards on the far side. And it will go for icing with 16:22 to go in the first period. So much better start for the Lakers than what the Nittany Lions had yesterday. Able to relieve a little bit more of that pressure. Dearborn 27 wins on the season, including yesterday. Number 1 seed in the bracket. Behind the net, this is Chloe Boyko. On the outside, dumped along the boards. Taken back by the Wolverines. In the left circle, the shot is blocked. Second effort behind. Kasemple was the one who put it in initially. Back into the neutral zone. And Dearborn will set it up from there. Skating on, Kasemple, left side. Kasemple, behind the net. Gives it up to Savage. They'll swing it around to Hatch. Hatch sends it down and around the boards to the far side. Lakers work it to the blue line, but can't get it out of the zone. That one blocked on the floor. And still playing from the ground. One Wolverine trying to get to her feet. That puck is frozen right along the blue line. Finally gets out. It was Ellie Cloyan who was basically diving on the puck like a goalie at the blue line, trying to keep it in the zone. We got a whistle. Offsides on the Wolverines. 5 minutes in, no goals. Dearborn 0, Lake State 0. Face off back to the defensive line. Johnson under pressure from a pair of Wolverines. Perro sends it away. Off the boards on the far side and back in. Played to the near side. Boyko will lift it on. The captain, Perro, trying to skate it out. Draws the double team. Back to Grace Taylor back in neutral ice. 14:20 to go in the first. Along the near boards, Perro, defended by Deal, and they get it away. It'll be icing. Face off left circle. Taken by the Lakers. Down the boards, Bima. Armitage takes it at her own blue line. They swing it around, and it's lost. Stick is on the floor. In the middle, Hahn leaves it off. Nice pass. O'Neal Damasio trying to carry it in. Gets bumped off the puck and into the boards by Tonello. Back to the top. Hahn knocks it down. Trying to find something in the slot. Lake State will scramble it away. 13.5 to go in the first, no score. Rip from the top. McKenna Olsen on the attempt. It's kicked into the corner. Sustained offensive pressure for Dearborn. They pass that one on, and Hahn trying to win the race against Olsen, and she will. Looking for some help now as she circles on the left side. Big hit into the boards. Shot goes behind. 13 minutes to go in the first. Puck behind the net once again. Olsen swings it around, but there's nobody there. Hatch tries to lift it down the boards. Stolen by the Lakers and back into neutral ice. Through the middle, Cook. Off the boards, Courtney McCoy. They swing it behind the net. Keeping it in the zone is McCoy. Not offering a lot of offensive support here early, Lake State. Still trying to feel out how they want to play this game. That pass picked off. Dearborn coming in the heavy favorites, 4-0 winners. Both times these two teams met in the regular season. So Lake State, they're opening up a little more cautiously. Trying to see how they can dictate the game from the back a little bit. That one gets all the way through. Johnson has to get to it. Swings it off the boards, trying to get it into Sophie Gibbs. Plays it across. And now skating in some open ice over the blue line. In the left circle, and a big hit there in the left circle. No penalty. Caracciolo out to Cook at the top. Cook lifts one in, knocked away in the left circle. Picked up by Palayan. Amy Palayan going to skate it out. Knocked away. Quick shot, blocked. Tonello. Leading goal scorer on this Lake State team. Going to look for any opportunity she can behind the net. Here come the Wolverines. This is Caracciolo just sending it away down the boards. All the way around. Kosemple is there first for Dearborn. Trying to rally to it is Cook. On the near boards, Warham holds the line. The Lakers finally break through. Deal sends it away, where Kenna Borso will kick it away. Adrianci bumped off the puck. Long diagonal pass offline. 10:35 to go in the first. Adrianci trying to build on the right side. Over the blue line. Knocked away back into neutral ice. Warham. Adrianci down the line. Behind the net. Swinging around, Josephine Vance. Vance tries to pass to the stick of Chloe Boyko, but missed her. Picked up at the blue line, trying to skate it on in. Polari Harvey scores! Pallavi Hari! First time we've even mentioned Hari. Been a prolific goal scorer for the Wolverines all season. Her 21st of the campaign. And halfway through the first period, gives the Wolverines their first lead. Winner will play in the championship tomorrow. Back to the top. The shot from distance is knocked away. Olsen sends it in from the point. Looking to get a tip, looking to get a redirect, something to happen. Olsen sends one in again. This one goes behind the net. Jammed at the far post. Picked up by the Lakers. Off the far boards. Picked up by Taylor. Trying to skate it out, Taylor. Into the corner. Back to Pero. Back to the top. Sent in, blocked. No second effort. Picked up on the right side by Savage. Ashley Savage back up to Hatch, who tries to send it in. Into the corner. Poked away by the Lakers. Under 9 to play in the first. 1-0 Wolverines in front early. On the right side, Savage fires, blocked by a defender. Lakers trying to skate free. Hatch behind the net. McCoy trying to center. On the near side, back to Cook. Around the top, the shot. Lots of traffic in front of the net. Picked up by O'Neal Damasio, and a big hit into the boards is going to give Dearborn the extra skater for the next 2 minutes. I believe they're going to get Josephine Vance for the hit. So power play coming up for Dearborn. They really made the power play work against the Nittany Lions. They scored 2 goals in their first 4 seconds total of power play hockey on 2 different occasions. Already more than that's elapsed. On this attempt, they went 2 for 5 in the game. 1:40 to go as they set it up at the top again. Warham into the circle where it's set back to the top. Trying to circle on it as Hari sends it in. Pallavi Hari. Warham in the right circle. Trying to get free is Pero. Pero in the corner, now behind the net. Circles to the top. Warham rips one down. Zafman in the corner. 7:20 left in the period. Zafman, 1 minute left on the power play. Back up to Pero. Cadence Pero shoots, rattles the bar. In the corner. Wolverines trying to set it up again. Pero. Over to Zafman, sends it in, knocked down. Clearance is picked off by Pero at the blue line. 35 seconds, able to keep it in. Lots of pressure from Dearborn. Pero, backhand, scored! Cadence Pero adds to her total, the leading scorer in ACHA Division I hockey. Two goals for the Wolverines. Home team in control early. Adriansi through the neutral zone, passes off to the left side. The shot is knocked down in front. Where's the puck? It's out here on the near side. Body's flying in the slot. Adriansi. Big coming together between Evers and Gibbs. Goes behind the net. Wolverines will reset the action. 6:10 left in the first, leading 2-0. On the near side, shot blocked. The attempt by Courtney McCoy. Try to get the Lakers on the board and back within 1. Hahn gets it through to Adriansi in the neutral zone, and now here's Hahn again, passes it off, and a shot. What a save! Maya Ferracciolo was one-on-one. Asia Kachuk stands in tall and makes the stop. .71 goals allowed per game for Kachuk, a .921 save percentage. Solid goalie for a strong Lake State team that came along late in the season, had some really good results. They're hoping for a better start in this one with the Wolverines. 5.5 to go in the first. Already have a 2-0 lead. Near side looking for Sarah Lamb. Shields off to Tonello. Tonello tries to get it in from the top of the zone. Knocked out wide. Johnson sends it in behind. Hahn wraps it around. Johnson back over to it. Sends it back behind the net. Here's Ferracciolo. Sent back where it came from. Under 5 to play in the first. 2-0 Dearborn. Hahn on the near side. Hahn down the boards. Gonna go all the way through. Be picked up by Deal, who lifts it off the glass to Cook. And then a couple of Lakers run into each other, but they keep the puck for now. Baima lost it as she tried to cross into the attacking zone. Cook sends it back where it came from. Behind the net. Diagonal puck. Off the blue line, picked up by Prugschus and tried to send it ahead. Wolverines collect it at center ice. Here's Warham. Sends it. Blocked away by Tkachuk. In transition, Vance trying to skate it on in. Vance hits the deck. Defender brings her down. The shot from the point is deflected and stopped, coming the other way. Bit of confusion, I think, on that substitution for Dearborn. They're going to recycle and try again. 3:40 to go. Hari moves past the defender in the right circle. Hari centers it. Was trying to squeeze it to Perro. Puck lifted clear and into the Dearborn bench. 3:29 to go. We'll have a face-off. Wolverines 2, Lakers 0. Face-off taken by the Wolverines, and they're going to retreat into their own zone. Now here they come through the neutral zone. Taylor on the outside. Taylor into the corner. Outruns the defender. And they're going to circle it back up to the top, but it's mishandled back into neutral ice. Stephanie Hatch lifts it off the boards all the way around. Down the boards. Sent back in by Dearborn. Under 3 to play first period. Gets all the way through, intended for Lamb. Hatch will corral it behind her own net and start to build. Perro tried to split the two defenders, gets it knocked away from her. Wolverines recover in the neutral zone. Evers. Adriansi bumped off the puck at the blue line. Lakers with it. Terza Caradice sends it behind. Into neutral ice, 2 1/4 to go. Pass is picked off. Kosemple skating in the slot. Disrupted as she shoots, and what a save. Kicked away by Tkachuk. Back to the top, the shot. Blocked by Tkachuk and held with 1:58 on the clock. And it looks like they let the clock run a few extra seconds, but they're going to get it going anyway. They put a few more seconds back on, so 150 instead of 145. Back into the neutral zone. Wolverines will reset from there. Lifted high and into the Lake State bench and out of play. 90 seconds to go in the first period. Conversation going on between the official and one Lake State player over there, something that the bench caught wind of, and now that puck thrown out of play as well. Face off at center ice. taken by Kaylee Erickson. Up near the blue line. Sent back in. Zoe Zafman behind the net. Zafman sends it all the way around. Giving chase, Darcy Cook. 1 minute to go. Cook sends it around to the far side. Picked up by the Wolverines. Hahn bumped into the boards. Fighting for it in the corner. Couple different players on the ground now. 2 Wolverines and 2 Lakers trying to duke it out. Tries to center it, goes all the way across, finds no one. Zafman, 40 seconds, sends it behind. Behind the net. Trying to knock it out of their own zone, the Lakers. It finally falls in, and a big hit there to keep it in the zone for the Wolverines, but I think Warham stepped in to take the puck, and Kennedy was already offside because of the hit. What a hit by Kennedy. Holding the line for the Wolverines. Weren't able to get anything out of it. We'll just get a face-off here. McKenna Olsen behind the net, swings it around. Trying to center it. Good disruption by Olsen on the entry pass to Kennedy, and it goes back into neutral ice for the final few seconds of the first period, and that's going to take us to the end of 1, with the Wolverines leading the Lakers 2-0. We're going to take a break, come back to the second period. You're watching the CCWHA D1 semifinals on Flow Sports. Second period is underway here in Dearborn. Wolverines 2, Lakers 0 at the end of the first period. Colton Wesley Flow Sports bring you to the CCWHA Division I Women's Semifinal. Set down the line and all the way behind. Lakers will get a fresh line on. 19:20 to go in the second period. Wolverines dictated most of that first period, not as much as we've seen in a lot of other games this season. Lake State giving them a little better of a fight than we saw, for example, against Penn State yesterday, but still, this is a tough Dearborn team to skate with. And even if you're a team like Lake State, you have depth, you have talent, you have skaters, you have all these things. It's still so many people on this Dearborn team, all of whom would start for basically any other team in the CCWHA. You got like 12 people who would be the first line for most teams in the CCWHA. That one's held by Borso. So it can be tough to match them line for line. Face off in the right circle. Immediately sent in towards Borso, who blocks it. Yeah, so the Lakers, if they're going to catch up, they're going to have to find a way to control some more of the play, keep the puck in the attacking zone like they're doing here, just to balance the pace of this game a bit and allow that to open up opportunities. That shot blocked by Borso. But this is a good possession for the Lakers, at least it was, and then it trickled back over the blue line. That mistake going to cost the Lakers the possession. .18:06 to go, second period. Wolverines 2, Lakers 0. Wolverines trying to punch their ticket to a Division I CCWHA championship tomorrow. The game taking place on the other rink. Indiana Tech and Adrian, winner of that game, is going to face the winner of this game. That game started around the time our first period ended, so still very early there. We'll get you an update as soon as we get one. You, of course, can also just watch it over on Flow Sports. Nothing says that you can't dual screen it. You've been watching the Olympics the last 2 weeks. You've been dual screening this whole time. So you know how all that works. 17:25 to go. Cleared away by Spence behind the net. And Lakers thought they were going to get an icing. They don't. Trying to dig that one out is Deal. And now here come the Lakers. Sent ahead, way too far ahead. And that one will go for icing. 17:06 to go in the second period. Face off in the right circle. Back to the top. Shot by Warham is blocked. Into the corner, trying to center it. Oh, looking for that near post. Just send it wide. I do think that Kachuk had it covered. They're going to send it away. Warham behind the net. Oh, she skips it through. She was under some pressure there. Kennedy. Cleared away. 16:30 to go, second period. Charlize Warham from behind her own net. Out to Caradice. Along the near boards. Into the corner. Back to the top. Zafman whips one wide, but saved by Kachuk. 16:10 to go, second period. Wolverines holding on to a 2-0 lead. Shot by Hatch, saved. A lot of traffic down there. And a tough play to make, but Kachuk makes it, and now McCoy is going to the penalty box. Something happened there at the end after the save. And with 16:06 to go in the second, Courtney McCoy going to give Dearborn another shot at a power play. And this is where they've been absolutely lethal this postseason. Already 1 for 1 today. Pero rips one. Oh, that's a nice deflection from Hari. Deflected it wide, but really changed the angle of the shot. Warham disrupted before she could get a shot off. Zafman in the corner. Zafman back to Warham. To the top. Out to the far side looking for something in. Pero drops it off. Adriansi, Zafman, Adriansi again. Excuse me, that's Hari rather. Warham. Pero sends it in. Hari off her skate. Back to the top, Zafman with a minute to go in the power play. Zafman shoots, blocked. Sophie Gibbs clears it away. 2-0, under 15 to go in the second. About 40 seconds on the power play now for the Wolverines. Pero over the blue line. Pero, lots of space. Pero all the way in, it's blocked. No second chance. Cleared away by the defense to the outside part of the zone. Hahn sends it in. It'll be collected by Kachuk. With 22 seconds on the power play, 14:28 left in the period. Back to the top, Stephanie Hatch. Hatch shoots, kicked away. Evers. Hatch. Warham. Evers. Back to the top, Hatch shoots, blocked. I think it was Hahn actually who got her body in the way, was trying to get a stick on it, but instead sent it the opposite of where she wanted to put it. McCoy jumping in out of the penalty area. Back to full strength here, under 14 to play, second period. Sent in towards the front, kicked away. Kennedy Johnson in her own end. Sends it along the boards, and it's cleared away, but then sent back in. Evers spins away from one defender, holds it along the boards, looking for some support. In the middle, O'Neal Damasio couldn't corral it. Lakers trying to get it ahead off the glass, and they get it into neutral ice. Palayan down the blue line, takes it over. Palayan splits two defenders, works away into the corner, bumped into the boards. Sends it into the middle, where it's collected at the near post by Kachuk. .13:05 to go, second period. Spence shoots. Oh my goodness, she tried to five-hole Kachuk from distance, and Kachuk didn't see it coming immediately. Too much traffic in the way. She was able to get down and block it. Along the near boards, into the neutral zone. Pushing it forward. Gibbs loses the puck. Dearborn with it in their own end. 12:35 to go, second period, up 2-0. Savage works her way into the attacking zone. Being defended by Prugshis behind the net. That one's hit way up into the air. And all the way for icing. 12:16 to go, second period. Dearborn 2, Lake State 0. Sarah Lamb. Gibbs sends it around. Zafman picks it up. Faracciolo in some open ice. Forced to the outside. Tries to escape. Works into the corner. Centers it. Where is it? Cleared out to the top of the zone. Picked up by Zafman. Sending it to the back. Sent in by Vance down into the corner. Back outside the blue line. Caradice sends it back in where it's picked up by Dearborn. They're going to try to work from the back. Through the middle, sent back in. Carrying it forward is Warham. Warham all the way in. The shot is blocked. And held and saved by Tkachuk. With 11:13 left in the second period. Game 3 of 4. Our quadruple header here today. We had the consolation bracket semifinals in Division 2 earlier. Then right now, like I said, here and on the other rink, and both on Flow Sports, Division 1 semifinals, and later on, our nightcap, the Division 2 semifinals, as we figure out who's playing for titles on Sunday in the CCWHA. Into neutral ice. Hatch retreating to it, under 11 to go in the second. Sends it away. Sent back in. Kulivaima trying to get it forward. Knocked back to Cook. Cook carries it into the corner. Behind the net. Big hit by Vima. Trying to dig it out from under Kloyan, who hit the deck. Lifted high to the top of the zone. Lakers keep it in. Swing it around into the corner. Lakers a lot more aggressive on the forecheck here than we've seen. That one cleared. It works its way into neutral ice. Prugshis under pressure. Lost it. Kosempo works back to the top. That shot goes wide. In the corner. Behind the net. Work to the top. Palayan knocked away. Coming the other way on the break. Sarah Lamb skating it in. Lamb hit from behind. What a stop. Sarah Lamb is hurt behind the net. Referee's going to play it on. The shot is deflected, and that's going to finally get us to our stop. Sarah Lamb got blown up from behind. Different flavors of roar went up when that happened. On the Dearborn side, they were ecstatic that the stop had been made. The Lakers bench was wondering where the penalty was. Maybe the best chance of the day for the Lakers. 9:20 to go in the second. Here's Josephine Vance, and that's out of play. Lamb did, of course, make it to the bench under her own power, so we expect her to be okay long term, but still. It's a crucial no call, whether or not you think it was deserving of a penalty or not. Big hit into the boards. Josephine Vance delivering the punishment. In the corner, trying to set it up in front. The shot, redirected. Where is it? Loose in the crease. Someone's got it. Now there's some pushing and shoving, and that's a big push after the fact. And now they're still grabbing and shoving. I think there's a lot that goes back to the Sarah Lamb hit. As I was saying, that's a big call, whether or not you like it. Or a big no call, whether or not you think that call was correct or not. And I'm not going to make a judgment in that case. But referees have had enough of that. They're going to send a pair of players to the penalty box. It looks like Kerrigan Kennedy and Courtney McCoy. It'd be McCoy's second trip. First penalty of any kind on U of M Dearborn. But the Lakers felt like Sarah Lamb was unjustly impeded with an opportunity to score and cut the lead to 1. And I think if that's the impetus for that exchange there in front of the net. And now both teams are going to play 4-on-4. We'll see if this will maybe help the Lakers. See if maybe the open ice will help them execute the offense and generate more opportunities. Big coming together. And now they're pushing and shoving as they're trying to get off each other. Generously, I'll say they're trying to get off each other. Now we got a whistle coming in. It's going to be on Lake State. So the Wolverines with the extra skate. Here comes Andy Evers. Evers in the left circle, fires, blocked, and that one ripped hard and out of play. Now you got Darcy Cook going to the bin for that altercation. And if you're Lake State, this is something, like, sure, you think that the calls have not been going your way, but at the same time, you got to keep your head on. You're still down 2 to a very good Dearborn team. You can't make this harder on yourself by committing stupid penalties. Now you find yourself in a 4-on-3. Zafman. The shot from Warham is saved. So we got 121 of 4-on-3, followed by 33 seconds of 5-on-4. That's the current situation, with 8:22 to go in the second period. Tough hill to climb for Lake State right now. Job 1, fight off this power play. They get it clear, and that will help. Coming the other way and skating fast is Pero. Gets the outside angle, goes behind the net, looking to skate it all the way around herself, and shoots, blocked. In the corner. Couple of Wolverines over there. Picked up, skated in, shot, scored! Pallavi Hari, her second. Penalties will hurt you, especially against this Dearborn team. 2 for 3 on power plays in this game. 4 for 8 on power plays this weekend. And it looks like Dearborn going to take their timeout now. Trying to get some control back in this game. There was a stretch here in this second period where the Lakers were setting up a bit more in the O zone, creating some chances. Started to look like they were putting some pressure on. And then Sarah Lamb, in a breakaway scenario, got stopped from behind in a manner that the Lakers thought was a penalty. And that seems to have set off some frustration. And the Lakers have gotten into some trouble since then, a couple of penalties. And they just conceded a second goal to Pallavi Hari. Make it 3-0 with 7:44 to go. Still second period, and we're still skating 4v4 here for the next 43 seconds. But Matt Parker wanted to give the Lakers an opportunity to talk things over. Off the drop, immediately sent and kicked away. Swung around to Nicole Hahn. Dumped along the boards, picked up by Caradice in the neutral zone. Poked on and taken away. O'Neal Damasio skates all the way in. No one between her and the net, and she missed. Picked up by the Lakers. Coming the other way, knocked away by Madison McKindu. Over the blue line, McKindu in the right circle. Shot deflected wide by Tkachuk. Both teams back to full strength, 7 to go in the second. Cloyan tries to get it into neutral ice. Armitage on the outside, picked up by Baima. Baima over the blue line. Baima carries it in deep into the corner. Pokes it along back to the top of the zone. Sent in, redirect in front of the net, just goes wide. Lakers trying to set up a normal offensive set. Just haven't been able to really get a foothold in this game. Haven't been able to get themselves comfortable in this game. Wolverines get it away. Coming up on 6 minutes to go in the second period. Wolverines 3, Lakers 0. In the neutral zone, Eriksson sends it all the way down into the corner. Behind the net, Paracciolo. O'Neal Damasio sends it away, and giving chase to it is Kennedy. Kennedy's going to win the race. Kennedy! Good stop. Tkachuk making the play. Doing everything she can. Try to keep her Lakers within an arm's reach. But the offense is going to have to get something going at some point. Warham trying to track this one down. Warham gets there first, shoots it, saved. Those pucks that hang in that 6 to 10 foot area outside the crease, whether it's in the circle or the slot. Wolverines letting a couple of those clearances hang in that area and giving chase, and they're winning the races. That's how fast these forwards are. 5:22 to go. It's 3-0. Face off left circle. Work to the top. The shot from distance knocked away. Lamb. Falling over. And they're going to work it back behind. Palayan hit the deck after trying to just get it forward. Lakers offering pressure, trying to keep it in the zone. They won't. And skipping by is Adrianzi. Over the blue line, has help on her right. Passes it that way and missed Evers, or Evers missed it. Sends it behind the net. Working it back to the top to Spence. Spence. Down to Adrianzi. They're going to send it down and around and behind. Trying to set it up from behind the net. Now we're going to move to the top. Pero skating it out. On the right side, back to Pero. Missed it. Coming the other way, Lakers. Trying to skate it fast. We got a whistle. Well, the face-off at the blue line. 4:09 to go in the second. 3-0 Wolverines. And something wonky about that face-off. Nobody moved. And now we're back live. Behind the net. Swing around by Warham. Warham. Zafman sends it down the line. Across. Coming through the neutral zone. Pero skating over the blue line. Pero outside. Hari knocked down from behind. The shot from the right circle is gloved and held by Tkachuk. And Pero trying to make it very obvious that she wasn't impeding Tkachuk. Had her hands in the air and her stick in the air. And then as she tried to skate away from Tkachuk, she fell over, but kept her hands in the air as kind of a show of, hey, I'm not interacting with anyone. I'm not messing with anyone. Kind of make a meal of it kind of on purpose, almost as a kind of show like, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. That one's going to be offside. For Dearborn, kind of a way of having a laugh at the way that some of these Lake State players feel like their players are being unjustly maligned, or also the way that Darcy Cook picked up her penalty during that interaction, that scuffle on the ground back in the middle of the period. In any case, Wolverines, all jokes right now. They're up 3-0, 3:12 to go in the second as that one's sent in and covered by Tkachuk. As they are well on their way, if this result holds, to reaching tomorrow's championship final. There are going to be 3 games tomorrow. Game 1 will be the D2 consolation playoff between Aurora and Bowling Green. The 5 and the 7 seed in the D2 bracket will play for the number 5 place in the tournament. And then, of course, the D1 and D2 finals, those participants being determined tonight. Both D1 semifinals ongoing right now. The other one going on Flow Sports across the way here in Dearborn, the same venue. And then the D2 semifinals will be later on tonight, 7:30 and 8 o'clock. Shot is wide. Behind the net, picked up by the Lakers. Boyko. 2.5 to go. Wolverines send it back in. It'll be covered by Tkachuk. Tkachuk doing everything she can with a tough assignment. She's made some excellent one-on-one stops. She's honestly had a pretty solid game. But when you face this many shots, face this much pressure, it's hard to not concede any goals. Tonight, 3 so far. And that's the difference. Lakers just haven't been able to establish offense. They haven't been able to set up in their zones, haven't been able to set up in their sets. McKindu has a shot saved by Tkachuk. They've always felt like they've been chasing the game, chasing the puck, and when they have the puck, they almost get a little frantic. But it's hard to stay settled when you have these very skilled Dearborn skaters constantly haranguing you for the puck. Spence swings it around. Behind the net. From the top, Spence, and watching it in like an outfielder, Asia Tkachuk. In the left circle, behind the net. Wolverines trying to center it. Lakers compressing their shape, trying to deny anything in. That one kicks off a defender's skate, send it out wide, 1:25 to go in the second. Lakers trying to scramble it out of the area. Shot from the left by Adrianzi is blocked. There's so much traffic down there, so many shirts. Now skating it out. That's a nice little move by Johnson and puts it out of play. 1:07 to go in the period. Third period beckons. Face off. Hari knocked up in the air and into the corner. Zafin shoots and saved. 54.7 on the clock. Face off left circle. Out to the top, Taylor. Warham sends it in behind. Hari behind the net. 43 seconds. Hari in the right circle. Looking for a hat trick. Warham shot blocked. Back out to Hari. Hari drives it in. Punched away. Big hit. And Hari draws the foul. McCoy going to the box for the third time, and that's what Andy Evers is happily informing her of over there on the bench. Another 2 minutes for Dearborn with the extra skater. A power play for them to end the second period, already up 3. Evers shot, blocked, loose. Lakers behind their own net, 14 seconds left to kill before the end of the period, trying to get it out of the zone, and they do, and now out on a run. Skating it in from the left, the shot knocked down, the second effort! No, what a save! But a penalty is called! Lindsey Tonello made a great play, trying to push the pace short-handed, took it all the way in, had a really good shot. Great save by Borso. They got her legs taken away from her. I think that's Amy Palayan with 2.7 seconds left in the period. Is going to be the one in the bin. And that will take us to the end of 2. The Lakers still showing signs, but they got to get something past Kenneborso. They want to get back in this thing. 4-on-4 hockey to start the third period. When we return, we're going to take a break. You're watching the CCWHA playoffs on Flow Sports.
right partner
Parent
by
with
your
it now,
side.
excuse me. That was
With
Allen
the right
with it
tools
now
and
for
advice,
the Warriors.
tomorrow can be within reach.
Taken in by Nickel. Nickel off the board, up to a teammate. There it is, over
Performance
to Williams.
matters.
Williams with
That's why
Robinson to
millions
her
of
right. She'll go
Canadians
that way.
invest
That
with
shot attempt
RBC.
is fake.
Now, get up to
Is
$10,000 in value when you invest
whiffed
with
on.
RBC.
Rebound as Lennon is able to get it. Stoppage in play as it's Lennon slow to get up. Believe the net might have came off its moorings once again. As Lennon is just vibing on her side. Not in any hurry to get up. Will be able to get back up to her feet. Face-off going to be in the right circle of the Indiana Tech zone. It's going to be Turnbull in for the Bulldogs. That's Green in for the Warriors. Puck won cleanly by the Warriors. However, it's controlled momentarily by the Bulldogs as it's Rotz with it. Rotz loses his line, so she'll have to dump it back on net as it'll be covered with the glove by Lennon to get the stoppage in play. 7:24 remaining. Green back into the face-off circle. Turnbull this time in. Loses the draw as the Warriors will try and break out momentarily. They're not able to. Good play there to push off Stitt from the puck. That puck will go down the length of the ice. Icing once again called. 7:07 remaining. Face-off this time going to be in the left circle. It's going to be Turnbull and Green once again in. Puck one, tied up. Rotz with this shot. Deflected by traffic. Rebound is sent to the end boards. Fighting for the puck was Young. Sorry, that was Murray fighting for the puck. She's applying pressure now. Back up to the blue line. There's a shot blocked by traffic. Never made its way to Lennon. Taken away by the Warriors as they try and break free out of their zone. Not able to. A Stitt tries to dump the puck into the zone. She's not able to on either attempt, and it's taken out by the Warriors. There's Allison Green. Green gets shoved off the puck, taken away by the Bulldogs, right back into neutral ice. That's where Ella Pell will grab it. Puck knocked back into the Bulldog zone. Sachel with it. She'll go up to Kosminski. Kosminski to Turnbull. Delayed offsides. It will be sent on Lennon, who will redirect it with her stick to the near corner. That's where it's picked up. Wynick with it now.
Well, the U of M Dearborn Wolverines sure feel like it's a home game. I
believe that's Allen. Sorry, that was Gaggin.
They've got the crowd. They broke out the speaker.
Rotz into the corner, trying to find the puck. Griner applying pressure.
They are playing music and dancing
Warriors
over on the bench, leading 3-0.
There's a shot
heading
from
into
Gaggin,
the third period.
saved
Brought
with
to
the
open
glove
with
by
4v4 hockey for the
She'll
next
redirect
minute
it
and
to the
33
far corner.
seconds.
That's where it's picked up by the Bulldogs. Over to Young. Young off the boards. Taken in by the Warriors, trying to get it to
All right, let's go back to Laker hockey, begin in the third.
Olsen.
Centering feed is taken in with the stick by
Pass on ahead.
ahead to get
Gibbs
the stoppage in play.
runs
Little
into
bit
a
of words
whole lot of
exchanged
Wolverines
by both
and then
teams
there's some
after the play.
more
Referees right there to
coming together after the
take
fact.
everyone off of the other team.
Gibbs
5:08
being
remaining.
pursued by a
20 to
couple of
12
Wolverines,
are
and
the
then
shots.
Gibbs
Face off in the right circle. It's going to be Williams against Allison Green. Puck one and
getting into a
controlled
little
off the
shoving
draw by
match
the
with
Warriors. Trying to
one of the
get it
Wolverine
over to
defenders after the fact.
Robinson. Puck tied up along the near boards and sent all the way into the Warriors zone.
Again,
Icing waved off by the referee back in the Warriors
Lakers.
zone, and it's taken out by Legault.
putting yourselves
Legault
into these
through
situations.
Center ice with speed.
That could have very
Her
easily put you in
Entrance
a... No, it
attempt
did.
is taken away by toe pitch as she accidentally ran into toe pitch. All Adrian College
Penalty on
players
Michigan.
knowing that was incidental.
Penalty on
No.
Dearborn. Okay.
Shenanigans coming from
As
that.
the puck is knocked up and out of play.
4:45 remaining. Face-off once again going to be in the right circle. It's going to be Green and Williams going at
All
it
right,
again.
so let's just
Shot
sort
off
out
the draw, saved by
what
toe
happened.
pitch.
I
Puck
think it was
redirected
that hit
into the far
on
corner.
Gibbs
Morris fighting for
during
it.
the
So
play
is Allison Green. Puck will come
by
out to Gregory.
Andy
Gregory
Evers.
will leave it for Williams. Williams through center ice will
That
give
caught the
way
ire
for a teammate. There
of
it is
the
to Robinson.
officials.
Robinson shoots, and she scores!
Well,
Robinson with
So
their
it wasn't
second of the
after I got
night.
distracted
And
by
just
what
like
happened
that, the
after. I thought
Warriors
there
will
might be
tie it
some
up at 3.
issue to
Sorry, the
Gibbs for
Bulldogs
that.
tie it up at 3.
but no, the penalty was given to Andy Evers for the hit. So 4-on-3 in favor of the Lakers for the next minute.
You could feel the momentum starting to creep back to the
Shot knocked
Bulldogs.
down
They're
loose in
able
front.
to get a number of
Out into
shots
the
off
corner.
on Lennon, who's been
Taylor
strong
Spence.
for the Warriors this period. But it's Robinson once again to find the back of the net. Warriors trying to go on the attack.
Armitage
There it
sends
is to
it wide
Gilmore.
of the
Gilmore
post.
tries to knock it into the zone. She's not able to.
Out to the
Wiltshire
top.
overskated it. Comes back out to Rods
Josephine
at
Vance.
neutral ice. She'll skate
Vance shoots.
in.
Scores!
Taken away by the Warriors as they try and clear the zone. They're able to. Puck will trickle all the way back.
A huge goal for the Lakers, and they finally open the bucket. Face off in the neutral zone. Back to Warham. Warham. Dispossessed. Shot. Cook. Blocked. In the left circle. Picked up by Adriansi, trying to skate it around. Still a one skater advantage for the Lakers for the next 50 seconds. Cook swings it around into the corner. From the corner, blocked. Back out to Bima. Swings to the top. Johnson under pressure from Adriansi. Johnson back to Bima. Bima feeling some pressure. Gives it up to Tonello. Tonello skates in, has space. Shot saved. Lindsay Tonello is probably the most aggressive skater on this Lakers team. She can go from 0 to 60 in a flash. She did right there. Created a good look and almost cut the lead to 1, but a great save by Borso. Face off in the right circle. Out to the top. Kennedy Johnson plays it off the boards. Cook. Lamb tries to center. Shot. Too much traffic. And we're back to full strength. Dearborn will get it out of their own zone. Cook off the boards. So now the Lakers having to skate at full strength, but they've dictated the play here in the first few minutes of the third period with that extra skater. Maybe if they figured something out. Vance, the goal scorer, to Lamb. Taylor over the blue line, under 17 to play. Big hit by Vance. Out in the corner, Hari. McCoy. Cook. Swung around. Lamb. Vance. Trying to hold on to it near the blue line. Gets a little bit of assistance. Flicked it on. Dearborn will try to set it up from inside their own zone. Big hit into the boards, and that's a penalty. McKenna Olsen. Savage was too far away from the boards when she hit her. And just like that, when it really felt like Lake State was finding some momentum, finding a pattern of play that was working for them, McKenna Olson goes to the box. Just, what are you going to do? You know, you got to keep your head. And 6 penalties against the number 1 team in the CCWHA is not going to do it. The Wolverines have successfully gotten into the heads of enough of these Lakers. It's forced them into bad mistakes, and now the Wolverines are on the front foot once again. The shot deflected wide, good block by Vance, who's had a masterful few minutes after being very quiet the first 2 periods. She's come in and she has been very active, offense and defense. Centered shot, scored! The Wolverines put it right back. Andy Evers, the assist from Kasemple. Nothing will set back a comeback attempt as immediately as a bad penalty. Dearborn 3 for 6 on power plays. 5 for 11 on the weekend on the power play. There is no way that you can give away half a dozen power plays to the University of Michigan Dearborn Wolverines and expect to win the game. And what was beginning to look like it was going to be a really compelling semifinal has again become a 3-goal game, with the Lakers grasping at straws. Savage over the blue line. Knocked down in the corner. Boyko giving chase to Taylor Spence. Across the ice, knocked down by McCoy, who sends it right back in to Anil DiMaggio. Tries to skate it forward for Dearborn. Knocked down in front. Boyko hits Kennedy into the boards. Picked up by Cook, back to Boyko. Vance. Behind the net, Vance. Picked off by McKindu. Give it away to Vance. Johnson. Vance tees up, fires, saved, and held. When the Lakers needed somebody to step up and deliver some juice on offense, Josephine Vance stepped up here at the beginning of this 3rd period and did so. But the penalty on Olson and the subsequent power play goal, 3rd of the day for the Wolverines, have reopened a 3-goal advantage for U of M Dearborn, and they are knocking on the door of a finals appearance. If they hold on here, they will play the winner of the game going on across the way between Adrian and Indiana Tech. Offside, or not offside, icing is the call. The Michigan bench dancing to Usher. That's how it feels when you're up 4-1 in the semifinal. To be fair, they've been dancing since about the 2nd period. Just kind of what they do. U of M Dearborn has an undeniable character to their program. Shot from the left side is saved and held. Taylor on the attempt, Kachuk holding fast for the Lakers, trying to keep them in this thing. But there's definitely an attitude, there's an air about this entire Dearborn program, a carefreeness, if you will, but a confidence. It's what they've carried the whole weekend, and being at home obviously is going to help with some of that, right? You probably can't have the speaker on your bench in somebody else's place, but here comes Lamb, disrupted on her way in. But this Dearborn team, they play with immense confidence. They really think they're the best team in the CCWHA, and so far no one has proven otherwise. And the only team that has beaten them in the league this year, currently playing for a chance to play against them, against Indiana Tech. And if the favorites were to win both of these matchups, it would in fact be Dearborn versus Adrian for the CCWHA crown. Face off in the left circle after offsides was the call. Into the corner, Hatch behind the net with under 13 minutes to play. Into the neutral zone. Adriansi, Kasempo got bumped off the puck. Lakers trying to push through the neutral zone. Evers. Boyko. Back to Johnson, and they lost it. Big hit into the boards. In the neutral zone. Hahn tees up, blocked. Knocked up in the air. Stays in play. Behind the net, 12-10 to go. Lakers in a bit of desperation now. Sent in from across, all the way back out into neutral ice, where it's picked up by Palayan. Knocked up in the air, collected by Deal. Down the boards. Taken by Cloyan, knocked up in the air. Pushing and shoving in front of the Lake State faithful. Behind the net. Lakers going to chase it down. Back to Palayan, into the corner. Hahn behind the net. Hahn turns it, centers it, poked back away. 11:15 to go. Stolen by Tonello. Tonello has been kept pretty quiet tonight for the most part. Had a couple of chances, wasn't able to make the most of them. Pokes it behind the defense, gives chase. Palayan gets there first. Under 11 to play. Pass on to Ferracciolo. Palayan. Ferracciolo in the corner. Behind the net. Claimed by the Lakers. Here they come. Sent ahead. Chasing after it. Lamb on the left side. Palayan. Tried to clear it. Picked up again by Dearborn and knocked up in the air near the blue line. Lakers hold the line. We have a whistle. I think they're going to call handling. So it'll be a face-off in front of the Dearborn bench with 10:23 left on the third period clock. Picked up by Boyko, skates it in, missed it wide. Into the neutral zone, Caradice. Tried to pass it outside, taken away by Dearborn, back to Caradice, big hit into the boards. In the neutral zone, picked up by Vance, or excuse me, that's McCoy, who tried to pick that up. Warham on to McKindu. McKindu over the blue line. Centers it. Through everything. Bima's got it. Skips past one and another. Through the neutral zone. Bima Pokes it on, past Zafman into the corner, trying to keep possession. 77 checks 77 into the boards. Warham on the hit, picking the puck back up for Dearborn. They work it into the neutral zone. 9:20 to go. Sent back down, back into the neutral zone. Prug's just trying to win it back. Ferracciolo right there. Still frozen along the boards, right in front of this Lake State crowd here, down to our right. 9 minutes to play. Still frozen, 2 Lakers, 2 Wolverines, all trying to dig it out. Now a third Laker has entered the fray, desperately trying to get the puck out of there. Now a couple of bodies have hit the floor, and the referees have had enough. Refs have the discretion to, even without issuing a penalty or anything like that, if a puck has been frozen along the boards for too long and they're concerned about a safety issue, they can just blow it dead and issue a face-off as near the spot as possible, and that's exactly what they've done there with a couple of players hitting the deck. In a game that's already been testy at times, there was no reason to let that carry on. Referee's using that discretion. Hatch sends it wide. Loose puck in the left circle. Savage. Back to the top. Hatch sends it in. Redirected. That's a good look for Pari. But Hari puts it wide. Taylor knocked into the boards. Sent on away. Dearborn will try to recover it in their own end. That one took a weird hop. And the bouncing puck is hit out of bounds. 8:12 left in the third. Puck has spent a lot of time in the various benches tonight. Face-off upcoming. Behind the net. Passed all the way through. We have less than 8 minutes to go. Dearborn. The ticket's printed. Just needs to be punched. Ashley Savage carries it in. And there's the punch. Ashley Savage has put the finishing touches on Dearborn's spot in the finals. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty close. The Lakers certainly helped them with a couple of crucial mistakes, especially in the second and third periods. But the Wolverines, they came in and did what they were supposed to do today. They dominated possession, created a lot of chances. They skated in, shoot that one high and wide. They made the most of those opponents' mistakes. 3 power play goals. They lead by 4 with just over 7 minutes to play in this semifinal. And Lake Superior State will await their ACHA fate. But I think it was expected that they would need to win the CCWHA in order to get into the ACHA. And now we got a hand in the air for a foul coming up on Dearborn. And finally, they'll blow it dead. 6:37 to go. 4th penalty of the day on Dearborn. It's going to be Spence with 6 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock, and Lake State will be a skater up for the next two. Face off left circle. Behind the net, swung around, it's Boyko. Armitage. Into the corner. Back to Armitage, now down and back to the top, knocked away. Coming the other way, Pero pushing forward. Pero in the slot. Pero, what a move! Sold the fake, beat Asia Kachuk. And the simple finish makes it 6-1. The shorthanded breakaway goal. And just add it to Cadence Pero's highlight reel. .605 to go. It is all strictly academic at this point. Lake State still with the skater up. There was a moment in time when they cut it to 3-1 at the beginning of the third period. Turned over. Zafman. Adriansi. Behind the net. Big hit into the boards. And now the Lakers will break out. There was a moment in the third period. It was 3-1. They had just scored. But then they gave away a penalty and immediately a power play goal. That one is blocked and held by Borso. Made it 4-1. And that was really when it felt like the light went out on the Lakers' chances. In the corner. Swung around. Sarah Lamb tries to center. It's picked off and cleared. Final 5 minutes of the game. Final 25 seconds of the power play for Lake State. First two games, it was 4-0 Dearborn. The Lakers scored today, but way too many penalties, gave up way too many power play goals. Knocked up in the air. And it is out of play. It hits the netting above the glass here on the near side. So even though it technically doesn't leave play, obviously it, just by touching the net, is considered out of play. Division II semis coming up next. Michigan State, Northern Michigan, Central Michigan, Ohio State. 7:30 and 8 o'clock respectively here on Flow Sports. And that one is at the top of the crease. Palayan sends it in. O'Neal Damasio on the outside. It leaves the zone. Dearborn will just send it in. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. And a very delayed offsides call. Very delayed offsides call on Dearborn. 4:08 to go. Taken by Emily Wagaman. Sent around is O'Neal Damasio on the far side. Lifted up and through the neutral zone, less than 4 to go. So half the D1 final is set. Also currently ongoing on Flow Sports, Adrian and Indiana Tech are playing for the other spot. That game will be tomorrow. Also here on Flow Sports, you can catch that final. 3:25 to go. O'Neal Damasio behind the net. Poked away. Sent across. Johnson. Warham. Zafman. Sent around and all the way through. Under 3 to go, no icing. Shot behind. 2.5 to go. Boyko skates it through. Boyko over the blue line. Knocked into the boards by Zafman. Boyko slow to get up. Boyko back in. Slings it high over the bar. 2:10 left. Tomorrow, a triple-header on Flow Sports. The D2 Consolation Final first, followed by the D1 and D2 Finals. All live on Flow Sports. 11 a.m. puck drop for the Consolation Final, 2 p.m. for the D1 Final, 5 p.m. for the D2 Final. Catch all that on Flow Sports. That shot is saved with 1:21 to go. The attempt by Kaylee Erickson. So for Lake State, their run will come up short in the semifinals. And they'll pretty easily be able to identify what went wrong. You have to play basically perfectly if you're Lake State under these circumstances. Obviously, you've already gotten a game in, and all these other factors. You're effectively on the road, right? You had to travel all the way from the Upper Peninsula. You're playing in Dearborn against Dearborn, even if it is in the CCWHA tournament, technically a neutral site. So a lot was up against you. You had to play basically a perfect game. They did not do that. There were some highlights. There were some good things. But too many penalties, too many mistakes, too many missed chances. And that's what's going to end the campaign for Lake Superior State. 51 seconds, a face-off. On the flip side, U of M Dearborn. A shot at the crown awaits. One more time, maybe. Hari, shot blocked. Under 30 to play. Lake State will skate it through the neutral zone and clear it away. The Wolverines are going to the finals. They'll play for a CCWHA Division I crown. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Flow Sports. The final seconds tick, and the Wolverines are one win away. Thank you to all of you for joining us on Flow Sports. Coming up next, our last game of the night. On this rink, Michigan State, Northern Michigan in the D2 semifinal. Central Michigan will face Ohio State on the other rink, also on Flow Sports. For all of us at Flow Sports, I'm Colton Leslie. Once again, your final score. University of Michigan Dearborn 6, Lake Superior State 1. You're watching the CCWHA playoffs on Flow Sports.